Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of crude oil and natural gas. I'll give you my financial opinion and we'll jump right in here. We've got crude oil. It's getting sold off with the rest of everything else. Everything's basically sold off today that was an equity. And we're up against this resistance line. It's sold off today quite dramatically, down 6.8%. I don't know, maybe it's almost as if they're trying to the market people are trying to get everybody to have margin calls and maybe sell all this off, and then they're probably going to reposition. I'm just trying to think here. But they're selling off there today. Natural gas is selling off too quite dramatically. That's above support. It's above its long-term support areas all through here. That's that big support area. XOP, yeah, you know me. XOP selling off 10.3%. I mean, looking at it from a big picture view, guys, this is two small down days, or I should say small down months versus the up months that we've had. Moving into the dailies, obviously it doesn't look nearly as good. We're coming on back, and maybe we come back and do a retest of that breakout. SM Energy selling off quite hard. This is my largest position. The dagger to the heart. But there's a big sell-off there. Lots of momentum. Closed strong. Doesn't look too hot. We could pull back further. CDEV, another one of my large holdings getting hit hard today, selling off and finishing quite strongly. We do have a squeezing up wedge. These are usually bearish a little bit, and we could pull back to some level. There's a lot of support. I would say this level's pretty strong, this blue line going across here. That is, let me draw it across here. Somewhere in this vicinity there is a really strong level of support, 575. Crew Energy, this guy's selling off quite dramatically as well, 8.68% lower. The past 3 days have been huge, boom, 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 daggers to the heart. Oh, man. But yeah, we've got support here at about 320 or so underneath it. CPE selling off today. Another one that's got a little bit of a squeezy moving on up. And support going across. I would say this vicinity, basically right where it's at, has good support. Yep. Right where it's at has pretty good support all through this general vicinity. Athabasca Oil, selling off hard today like the rest of the crew. Support underneath it. You can see that line going across at about $1.68, 67, somewhere in that range. Recaf selling off hard like the rest of the crew. We've got CPG selling off. It is back below this support resistance line, and maybe we can gather something up tomorrow, but momentum here is strong, guys. Momentum. I don't like to see this large of momentum selling pressure. Northern Oil and Gas reversed quite hard today, down 11.8, but still above the patterns. GTE broke back below its support line, and we'll see what ramifications that has. Let's zoom out. This is a long-term support line that we're trying to break through, and we may pull back and do a retest move on top of this before heading higher. Tellurian, again, coming back, looking like it wants to do a return move. If we get a return move, that'd be another good buying opportunity. Pedevco selling off. It's, well, you could draw it down here too, right on support of all these different lines. So I didn't draw these super clean. I just kind of threw them in there because it wasn't as important at that time. Oasis, back and forth above its support resistance line. CRK pulling on back. That's a good one. Hopefully it pulls back back here to this white line at about 12 bucks. That $12 line, if we can get a little more clarity on that, just to show you what all the contact points are there. It's the contact points all through here, and you could even draw it slightly lower like that. $10 to $12 is where that line would come into play. Sandridge selling off today. Getting a little bit of selling pressure like the rest of everything else. Ring Energy selling off. We're still above support there. Surge Energy selling off. Still, if we can get back down here, guys, I would love that for a buying opportunity. I don't know if it's going to pull back that far, but Tamarack Valley selling off. That is also above the support line. There should be a support line coming in there. There it is, right there. Crescent Energy, right there, back at support. Vermilion Energy. This is a very cheap stock too. And big picture view of Vermilion. We've got this big breakout there. Yep, and we're just kind of pulling back a little bit. Meg Energy down 10%. Meg Energy is also just sitting kind of on top of its megaphone type pattern. Maybe we're coming back to that support. We've got Van Eck Oil Services ETF selling off. Again, we've broken out of these big patterns. Actually, it's down a little bit, this pattern here. Let's tighten it up. Maybe we're coming back to do a return move and a retest move. That would be another huge buying opportunity if it were to do that. Tetra Technologies, another one. I mean, they're all down, guys. I mean, it's across the board. But it's still looking good there. Transocean, Rig, it's down there and it's broken out of its downtrend line. It's still above it, still looking okay. Pump getting pumped up, but Pump is not getting pumped up right now. It is getting pumped down. So yeah, further downside is possible here, guys. The line kind of extending through here somewhere. Maybe about right there. So we're coming on down there. EXTN. Oh, come on, let's load it. Getting a little bit of selling pressure, guys. Again, there's our support line there. We've got Valaris, more selling pressure. At least there's a little bit of buying pressure underneath this with that little wick, but still, I mean, the overall markets are looking bleh, bleh. MMA offshore. Actually, this one doesn't look that bad, but support underneath it still looking good. Tidewater selling off. But overall, guys, we still look good on a lot of these in terms of where we sit within the patterns and the trend lines and supports. So we do have a good ways to fall before we're out of an uptrend fashion on these. Next year, Oilfield Solution, I just kind of drew the resistance levels going across. We hit our head on that one, and we have support underneath here a little ways off. Lots of selling pressure to the downside in a lot of these companies. More selling pressure in KLX Energy. CHX, more selling pressure here. We have a support line going across here. Hopefully I drew it in. There it is. We haven't broken through that yet. Cactus Energy selling off. 9 selling off. Coming down here, selling off a little bit. OII selling off. Well, everything's sold off, guys. It's not... the sectors all move in tandem. And the whole, everything's sold off. It's right at support there. Noble Energy, a little wick at the bottom, so getting a little bit of buying pressure there. HLX, Helix Energy Solutions, getting hit hard, 3.85 in terms of pricing. This could come back. Let me see here. We have support down at $1.50. We also have a line coming up this way. Maybe something like this would be a better line there. Maybe 324 or so. It's another support area. CGGYY selling off like the rest of the crew, coming up, breaking this uptrend line to the downside. So we may be consolidating for a little while. Petrofac, this one had a good upside momentum. Should be a line going across this way, somewhere in that range. But yeah, we could head a little bit lower for a short-term movement. McCoy Global was up doing this consolidation pattern, and Diamond Offshore, wow, coming back to $7. I might actually have to buy more of Diamond Offshore here in the short term. So yeah, coal, I'm not going to go over coal. Everything's down, guys. And we could go down even further. Lots of momentum behind this pullback. Not seeing too much buying pressure anywhere in the market, just in general. The S&P 500 down, NASDAQ down, everything's down, guys. Lots of fear in this market. The VIX is way up. This is the volatility index is way up, and I took it on the chin today. That's for sure. I got hit pretty bad, and it sucks. It sucks saying it too. I mean, I want you guys to be successful more so than even myself. I want everybody to gain something from the channel. I want you guys to be successful. I want people to be happy, and it stinks riding through this. It really does. And of course, I don't want to fail you guys. I mean, that's one of my top priorities. So I'm hanging in there. I don't think anything's changed fundamentally. Yeah, we have higher interest rates. Yeah, it is causing havoc in the overall markets and everything selling off. The leverage in the markets, this has to all deleverage to some point. And at some point, it's going to turn around. I don't know when. We'll have to find out and see when the buyers step in here. And the selling pressure the momentum has been strong. So it may take a little bit of time. So that's what I've got for today. Give me a thumbs up if you like the content. Subscribe to the channel. And if you guys want, check out my website below. Do the Platinum membership. And I mean, that if you need help riding through this commodity bull market, we have a training session or a question and answer session, I should say, coming this weekend, Saturday. If you want to ask questions, go ahead and sign up the Platinum membership. Jump on the Zoom call and do some questions for us this weekend. All right, guys, we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.